right, boys. It sound right, boys. It sound right, boy.
Alrighty guys, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, as always. Very good evening, me mateys. Hope you're all doing well. Just fix this camera in the background when you see all the mess in the background. Apologies guys. Just rearranging some the furniture. Let me just quickly fix that. Right, that should do. Alright guys, welcome. How are we all doing today? Hope you're all doing well. It's been a very wet, wintry day here in Melbourne. Nonetheless, we are here for another session on the charts. A little bit late, nothing to do about that on a Tuesday and Friday, as you guys know. But nonetheless, we are here. We'll see what we can come up with moving forward. Some news, guys. Win streak is over. Took a L last night, or last night my time, during an educational session, which turned out to be an educational session plus a bit of a pre-MY session. So took a loss on that on gold, but I got that re-entry, the exact same move, and ended up with a small profit for today. So back to square one, but it's good while it lasts. But nonetheless, just stuck to the rules. It was a solid entry both occasions. Just unfortunately didn't work out in the first occasion. But anyway, we can move on to today's proceedings and see what we can come up with moving forward, as always, on GJ and gold. Guys, if you could hit the like button, that'd be much appreciated. Same for you guys on TikTok. Appreciate you all for joining. And let's get underway. Let's get started, guys, and let's start with GJ, starting at the weekly time frame. And yet again, based off that previous weekly candle, very strong bullish candle, and we do have a high low high high to that previous candle already. So obviously, if we begin to break our own high, that in my opinion is a high probability that we will make another impulse to the upside. There is still not much in the way of pullbacks yet. Well, what we got is those bit of indecision at the current high. So around that 206 flat sort of level, we keep closing around that level. We closed yesterday just below it. We just popped back above that level currently, but it's a really key level. It's a solid level, that 206 flat. And we're just consolidating on a daily. Very little we can make out of that time frame itself, as far as if we were to break the high, we're likely to continue high low high high. But if we begin to break the low, then that could be us ready to make a deeper correction. In between, we're likely just gonna have to look to see what sort of levels we got on the H4 and M30 to potentially look for our entries, to look for potentially a buy or a sell. Still bullish though, structure wise, nothing's changed. Wow's also still bullish. What can we see? We're at a lower high just now. We're not yet confirmed any sort of lower low. Structure wise, we're not going to flip anything, I mean, technically until below 205 basically. But you could argue just above that level, if you close above that below 205.30 roughly, you could be flipping at that point there. But nonetheless, we do have the resistance at the high. Let's also mark in the most recent support. See what we've got below it, as we are currently approaching that level just now. We tapped into it. See what we've got below, if there's any potential options to look for any entry to the downside. What other confidences do we have? So I mentioned yesterday I was not interested in selling GJ. We were bullish across the board. We had previous daily / weekly closing strong bullish. Was not convinced on any sells. Today's a little bit of a different story, guys, because what we've got is that indecision candle on the daily time frame. Current daily doesn't really have much of a low wick. You see below that support around that 205.90 sort roughly. Viewers probably could have enough margin to look for a sell. It's going to be tricky though, because we are running into support, guys. It's going to be tough. In my opinion, the sells are still a little bit more difficult upon continuation below this support. What I prefer for the sell. So first of all, I'm going to mark in some more levels on the M30. I'm just going to use that bullish candle as high. We'll go down to 15 actually. We'll see. Yeah, I think I'll just use that as resistance for the time being. Otherwise, there is no zone. Or could do that. Yeah, I'll just do that. I'm more concerned by the bearish candle wicks, not the bullish candle wicks. And as long as it's a confirmation closure on the M30 above that level, perhaps that could be enough to suggest the rate to continue to the upside. The issue with that is got some pretty choppy traffic to the left. For me, what I prefer to be doing is looking for potential buys on GJ from the current level upon the right confirmation. So I'd be looking for buys from the support. Now it just depends how we form. So this 15-minute candle is currently printing relatively strong bullish candle. If that is to be the case, what I like to see is this candle closing up near its high. followed by perhaps a weak pause on the following M15 candle, and then at London Open as we create a high low, high high to the M30. Potentially that could be an option to look for a buy to take back up towards the current daily candles high. Now, as I mentioned, as far as the sells, guys, if we do pull back to retest the current daily candles high, and even if we sweep the high or pop above this resistance only to start to close back below it, at that point there, I'm going to be looking for my sell to take it back down towards the current daily candles low. So sells below the resistance is definitely going to be an option in my opinion if price does pull back up to that level. Now, further options, I mean, for the sells below, what I prefer for it to do is really cut through some of this yesterday. We went over on the education call with the members yesterday what I prefer in this sort of scenario if I was to look for sells. And right now, what I probably prefer to see is literally a nice clean cut move to cut through that mess to the left, pull back, retest, form resistance, and then trust the sell options. That was to be the case. So let it create some clean space within the range below. If you're to look at the 15, it's quite choppy as well. I mean, it probably looks a little bit better in 15 to be honest. A little bit worried about his support. I will see how we, if we do begin to pop below, how we approach if I was to potentially consider a sell option below it. So I will mark it in. Doesn't mean I'm just going to sell it as it breaks. Want to see what happens if we do pop below at 205. And also another confluence at that point there is daily be breaking a support. Not only that, you also have price popping significantly below at 206 psychological round number. Could be us ready to continue on a deeper pullback to the downside. So that is probably it for the time being on GJ. Potential buys above 206, 240. Well, again, I don't know if we're gonna have the margin to be honest, because it is running straight into some resistance here to the left. So we'll leave it at that on GJ for the time being. And let's take a look at the gold. Let's knock it all out of the way before London Open. So all right, looking at gold, excuse me guys, it's now rejecting a previous support from yesterday. So let's remove the drawings and let's do the analysis fresh, as you should do start of each and every day. Probably should do it at the start of each session to be honest. All right, so looking at the weekly, made a significant pullback already into the previous weekly candle. Is this to do with the news to come? So a lot of news to come later. We've got the Fed chair speaking, that is today. We've got Jerome Powell speaking. A lot of it will come out depending on what the rhetoric comes out of that speech. If they are dovish and showing signs of potential softening in policy moving forward into the next few months, that would probably bleed the US dollar a little bit. And also gold and the majors will gain some strength off the back of that news. However, is it already priced in? That is another thing to consider. So nonetheless, looking at the weekly time frame, what we do have is previous weekly has popped below the 50% and is currently bouncing back above it. So interesting to see, because you guys know how I feel about the 50%. If we were to continue bullish, I want to see the buyers step in, which they so far have done, form a support above it and begin head back up. So let's mark in the 50% and let's just remove that fib for the time being. So the previous daily closed back a strong bearish candle right at that resistance. Current daily has no lower wick. Interesting. Going to be selling it into support though, so if it begins to flip, likely not going to be the easiest. Don't think you're going to have the cleanest area, but we'll see what we've got once we go down to the 4 hour. Structure wise, nothing has changed. It's still technically bullish, but using counter probabilities, maybe we can start to plan for the sell options as well, like we could on GJ. All right, so what we can see the 4 hour structure wise, it still remains bullish as well. There's that support we're running into, which is at the 50% of that previous weekly candle again. So far we've bounced off it. If we do pull back now and form another support, create a high low within this move, the bounce off this 50% that previous weekly candle, then that could potentially be the lowest point of the new weekly. Potentially, doesn't necessarily have to be, but it potentially could be. We know we want the buys to step in around that level of 50% if we were to push things back up in line with the strength of the previous weekly candle. Now what I'm going to do is mark in be a wide support zone of support. I will adjust it, so don't worry, don't stress it. As far as resistance, don't yet have confirmation here because the candle is still open. what I will do is mark in a resistance higher up, and that is essentially the 4-hour range right now. So it's quite a wide range. We'll see what we've got though once we go down to the M30. All right, so I'm going to remove that 50%, the previous weekly candle. What we can see is just lines up with all this support to the left hand side. I'm going to leave to the downside. I'm going to leave it for the time being. All right, to the upside, I'm going to adjust it a little bit. I'm going to mark in the most recent resistance on the M30 time frame. Change that to blue. All right, what we see right now is we're making a bit of a move off that rejection from that previous support here to the left that we broke out of yesterday. So not the cleans to the left, similar to GJ. So in this sort of scenario, guys, what else do we have? 15 minute. 15 minutes not bad, guys. 15's closed below support. Gonna mark it in a different color so we can distinguish between the different zones. So that's the 15-minute zone. What we can see is it's closed pretty much below. It's closed, yeah, just below. Current candle, no upper wick. It's broken low of the previous. This candle pulls back up, breaks the low yet again. Have we got enough margin to potentially look for a sell option? 20 pips. All right. Only 12 minutes to London Open though. Could be potential sells at the open, guys. Could be potential sells at the open, guys, based off the 15. Doesn't look best on the 30. Running into this wick is a little bit off-putting, but we do have some straight bullish candles nonetheless. We do have that previous daily closing back strong bearish. We have pulled back quite significantly into that candle to create an upper wick, and we are now rejecting. So to see him as I'm gathering how I'm gathering more confidence is he'd be closing below a support zone on the M30 as well by the looks of it. So at this point, I'll wait for the open. But if this candle breaks its own low now, guys, in my opinion, not that bad of an entry. I'm just a bit concerned that if you get triggered in the last, let's just say 5 minutes, and it doesn't make the move, and you're going to be stuck with the London Open volume, and it could push it up a fair bit, take your stop loss out, then begin to drop. So I'm a little bit concerned by that. Now, I've just jumped on the charts for the first time myself. But I mean, if it does break now, in my opinion, it's not a bad entry at all. But I want it to happen very quick, smart. As for the buys, guys, so structure wise, let's look at it on the M30. Is it actually flipped? No, it's still technically bullish. As long as it remains above this zone, it's still technically bullish. What we've done within the current daily candle, we've created a nice move to the upside. We're now rejecting, coming back down towards the more support form during the Asian session. If we once again form a support, not going to be that easy buying it within the range above because it is not clean at all. However, maybe if you get a catalyst on the M30 such as bullish engulfing, that could be enough to suggest we're ready to head back up towards the current daily candles high. Aside from that, if we were to break the resistance formed at the current daily candles high, we have some clean traffic to the left, start popping above that previous support to the left hand side. Price broke out of yesterday, and in my opinion, that would be a good option to look for a potential buy to take it back up. So I'll be looking for the buys. Sells, be definitely considering the sells at this point today. I think that it is valid in line with that previous daily bearish candle. So if it does reject to 36.7 and head back up to that level and reject, that could be an option. Otherwise, potentially at London Open. Yeah, I'm just going to be waiting for the open now, guys. So potential sells below this point. All right, let me say good day to the chat. Let me organize a Zoom call for the VIP members. So we got 9 minutes. I'm just going to wait 9 minutes until the open, guys. My focus right now, well, GJ could potentially play out. This candle closes weak bearish. We're going to close still a 30-minute candle back bullish. Higher high, higher low. As the new candle breaks the high of the previous. Potentially that could be my trigger. So I think both are looking pretty good. I prefer to trade gold, but I think GJ looks a little bit better at this point. Say good day to everyone in the chat shortly. Just fire up the Zoom call. All right, guys. Link has been sent. VIP, guys. All right, who we got here today? So, good morning to you, bro, my friend. Welcome. I think Sexy. I think you were in there earlier, so I can't see it on my stream. I'm pretty sure I saw you up there earlier. Franco, morning to you, brother. Vishal. There's some of the VIP OGs. Vishal, Ian as well. Jarif, all in the line. Steve, all 5 of you. Plus, there's more. But good to see you guys are up and about early. I hope you're all well. Goats, good morning to you. Caspiro, g'day to you. Matthias, good morning. Hope you're well. Top trader gold. Yep, we've just been over it. Nice one. All good. 50% EMA, but no low wick. 15-minute giving mixed move. Yeah, I mean, 15, once again, I think it's best to wait at this point for session open. Still believe, though, it could be a decent option upon a continuation below current 15-minute candles low at London Open. DJ, purely of a level it's at, I like this as a level to look for a potential buy. It's back above that 206. Left, good morning to you. Doc, good morning to you. RS, good morning to you as well. So welcome guys. TikTok, who we got? Thank you for the follows, by the way. Don, cheers to you. Jonathan trade, yep. Will, maybe, potentially. Have to wait and see. Can we possibly see 22.95 again? Don, yes, possibly. Anything's possible. We have a lot of news to come as well, so I mean, anything can happen. Berry, are we to buy or sell, and what timeline? At the moment, there is nothing for me. Prefer that sells on gold. It could just break now. But I'm not going to take it just now. Janig? God sell, potentially. More into you, Don. And I think news will play out later. Good. Tira. No one knows because it's the speech, so that's the thing. It just depends on the rhetoric from the Fed. If they come out and suggest a softening in monetary policy, or softening in the economy, sorry, suggesting a more dovish outlook with the potential for rate cuts moving forward, then what that would do would provide strength to the majors and gold. The money will move out of the US dollar. The issue with speeches, guys, because it's not a data event, it just all depends on what comes out of the mouth and how people portray what is said by the Fed. So you need to be really cautious trading into it. Really cautious. I'd rather the data events, in all honesty, than the red folder speeches. Don, I love trading because of the volume and volatility, as do I, my friend, especially gold. You're holding your sell, Jenny? Okay, nice one. Is it now? Not don't know. What is now? Nothing for me right now. All right, let's focus. About 4 minutes until session open, guys. Aleph in a good sell stop at break even. Just have to stupid emoji things in a way. See if London Open loves me or hates me. Unknown, isn't it? NY Open's even worse in my opinion. James, Michelle, morning to you guys.
Good morning, Justin.
Morning, Michelle. How are you, James?
Very well, thanks. You?
Not bad, mate. Not bad. Waiting to see if gold's gonna do the dance prior to London.
I was going to say, gold looks a bit nicer than GJ, just because GJ's closing so weak.
Yeah, at this stage, it's closing back too much of a strong bearish candle. So, as per my rules, what I need to simply wait for is following M15 minimum. First of all, this has to close bullish on the M30. First and foremost. If it doesn't, we don't yet have confirmation of support. If we do have that confirmation, then minimum. I need to wait for that minimum if it's on the 15-minute. But we'll soon find out. Right now, it's chilling. And gold, if it closes like this, there still could be options. I've been waiting to see how the open. I'm not going to jump straight in. What I'd rather see is perhaps the London Open candle break the high of this M15, pop above this previous range, pop above the support, only to reject and break its own break the previous candle's low. If that is to be the case, that would suggest to me what we have likely have done is just grabbed a little bit more liquidity, triggered in some buys from back above this previous support, only to wipe a lot of those orders out and trigger in some more sellers as we begin to break the low of the previous candle. Not sure if it's going to be bullish or bearish just now. We'll wait another minute and a bit for that confirmation. Done. 5 minutes to impact, pretty much. Yep, minute and a bit now. High tech, it's a sell or buy. Right now for me, it's neither. I'm just waiting. Let's no continue down. Yeah, potentially. But I mean, look at the strength now, popping back above support. So hence why be careful with impulse entries, especially leaning into session open, coming so close to session open. Alright, so they're both going pretty much the wrong way at the moment. All good. Sit tight, guys. Don't go nowhere, we'll see. See how... I'm gonna focus on gold, I reckon. Nice, yeah, it is gold, man. All right, so look at that for a pretty strong closure. Wow. Makes it difficult to sell it, doesn't it? Goes back above that support, and it's a strong push towards the end of the candle. Not easy to buy it as well because you're running into a mess. They need to wait for a little more data to print on gold right now. Let's see, how did GJ close? Yep, close back strong bearish in the 15. Yeah, that's not the cleanest, that's not the greatest closure. I mean, technically bullish. Not sure if it's bullish on all the brokers. It could have actually closed bearish on others. Bullish, yeah. So as a catalyst, that would be perfect to sell it, but you can't ignore you're at support. You've got liquidity from your upside, closing weak bullish. Likely when you break the low, you're going to make a move to the downside, but you're out of support. So how do I know? You could just grab liquidity, pop straight back up. Not selling it into support. Gold. All right, it's broken the high of the previous. If it breaks the low, it's likely heading down, but above that support, I really don't like the closure on that candle, if I'm to be honest. In regards to a sell, this candle had to close weaker. is that there's just too much strength behind that candle for me to take an impulse sell at the moment. What that would mean is now I literally need to wait for another closure below on the 15, and preferably right near the low, if not engulfing, just to trust it. Yeah, it's just me simply following my game plan, following my rules. TikTok, appreciate the follows. So to those of you who are new on TikTok and haven't watched me before, I'm a really rule-based trader. So what I do is I mark in my charts. I determine what sort of levels I want to get involved in a trade, and then I have heaps of rules that I follow. And if it ticks the box, so I create a rule in accordance to each trade, because each trade is an individual trade, it's different from the previous. And I know exactly the counts I'm to look for that work for me. So I trade my edge, and if it presents, fantastic. If not, I just simply wait. I'm not fast. I don't get FOMO. I know if I follow the plan, it's likely going to be a good result. So what I can see just now on gold, another good thing. Oh, GJ, sorry. Formed a 15-minute resistance just here. So like I said before, it's very simple right now. All I need is to wait simply for the closure above, and we're going to be looking for a buy. Well, I'm going to be looking for a buy. You guys might as well.
What's your plan for the sell? Does it need to be a 30-minute close?
Yeah, preferably, but I'm not that keen on the sell, in all honesty. It's not the cleanest to the left. Plus, we're still bullish across the board. I don't feel that daily gave us enough to give me the confidence that we're going to create much of a pullback. We're just consolidating. We've now created a low on the daily. So if we do break yet again and close below, potentially, this depends how far we push into the range below, because we're running into support not too far down. So as I mentioned on the call yesterday, that educational session, what I prefer to see is that clean move in this sort of scenario, in all honesty, then rejection, continuation on the rejection. All right, they've now both started to kind of move in the direction we're looking to get involved in entries. Sexy me every day, mate. Don't even have to doubt it. Appreciate you. Good to see the numbers are back up on both YouTube and TikTok at the moment.
Yeah, that's more like it.
Yeah, yesterday was the same as well. So
nice.
Good to see numbers getting back up slowly. So I don't mind what I'm seeing on GJ at the moment. I'm gonna put buys above. Whenever we print levels, those levels become my potential entry points. Because I look at it thinking with falling resistance, yes, it's at support, but still, if we were to continue bearish, then we should respect it. Even when we pop above it, we should end up closing back below it. But if we actually close above the resistance, so like so, and then pop back down and retest it and begin to push away from it, this becomes an entry point for me. What's likely to happen at that point there, we're likely to pull back up, retest the next resistance, which would probably give you just enough margin to look for a trade, potentially. Benny Chamberlain, brother. Where are you? Where is Benny Chamberlain these days? Not where is Carmen San Diego. Are you back in? Are you back in UK, mate, or are you still overseas? Right, how long left? 8.5 minutes on this count for this counter to close. Let's see if it does close below. There could be options to sell gold. True Seeker, I'm looking for a sell from 23.82. Okay. Way up here. You've got your, I'm sure you got your reasons for it. So all good. Cheers for the follows TikTok. Back yesterday. Prop drew extra night room. Of course. Usually the best ones. Yep, all good. True Seeker. Not a problem, man. Pan? Do I support other traders? Well, I do look at GJ. Bitcoin is one that I will be looking to trade moving forward. I will do the analysis on it, but I want to focus on gold for the time being. So we'll see. Wait until we get confirmation and take a sell on gold in 7 minutes. If this thing just melts now, well, not my trade. So I just need to, sit tight and wait for, again, reassess and come up with another plan. If that is to be the case, I can look at Bitcoin, do some analysis on that, and see if there's going to be any options to paper trade it, as that's all I do right now on Bitcoin. Gold is breaking now, and it could make the move. Broken high the previous, grab liquidity from the upside. But once again, I'm just following my rules, following my plan, which, because of the strength of that previous bullish candle, suggests to me I now just need to wait for a closure, either right near the low or preferably engulfing. And what this does is just take out the emotion completely out of trading. Completely. Because I know my rule book suggests I need to just literally hold tight for under 6 minutes to see where his candle closes. Kind of like a video game. You got to press the button at the exact time. You press it a little bit too early, sometimes you're going to get absolutely destroyed. Press it a little bit too late. Likewise, if you get it just right, you're likely to move through to the next level, next stage. So that's just what I do. True Seeker. Have I taken any trade yet? Not just yet. Not today. My account been hedging now? Voo? Okay. If they allow for you to do it, fantastic. True Seeker is 2378 sell area. 2378. Yeah, in my opinion, it is. It's a resistance. It's a 4-hour resistance. So yeah, for sure. Doesn't mean just sell it though. Need to wait for some sort of confirmation at that level. It's teetering right on the edge right now. 4 minutes remaining. Is it going to make the move? Or is it going to give us a chance? All good, Vu. Appreciate you for popping by. That's tough. How much hours you average a day and how much money you average a day. Always gonna have someone asking those sort of questions. Hours, look, it just depends, because I coach, I mentor, I have a VIP group, so I will be training NY later today with those guys as well. That is Tuesday, normally Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, sort of a play it by ear type of day. Because usually I don't trade MY otherwise, to be honest, because the time here is quite late in the evening. And I get my moves during London. I look at the charts during the Asian session as well. So I have plenty of time to actually find trades if I want to. And as per monetary value, I'd focus on just doing things right, and the rest takes care of itself. Been on 2 nice winning streaks prior to my first loss in ages yesterday, pre-MY with the members. But I took that, got the re-entry on that not long after. So let's see if gold is going to melt just now. Ooh, all right. So it seems like gold going down is opposite on GJ. It means GJ is going up. So focus, guys, because GJ might close above as well. So if this thing starts to rip, we're moving to GJ. Could be one other option. Limit order. What would be stop loss on GJ? That's all right. I'm starting to like GJ, but don't. Come on, slow down a little bit. Hold your horses, my friend. So typical, isn't it?
Very classic.
Very much so. Oh man. Alright, so gold's still a chance, guys. Gold is still an option. If it closes, I'd say about 8 to 10 pips below, I'd rather look for the limit order. If it closes as is, it would be just to sell as it breaks the low. But I'd rather see, I want to see it crane up a wick prior to any entry. GJ also looks good though. Closes as is, in my opinion. GJ looks good for a buy on the following candle. He still had a 30-minute closing bullish in the previous candle. He formed a liquidity grab at support, so he broke a low in that candle. He's now breaking a high. There's your options. There's options to buy GJ, as long as it closes above that resistance. So I'd say as long as it closes above 206.014. May not though. Look at it now. It's pulling back a little bit. It does, you want it to create a lower wick first. All right, I think the focus is gold, guys. We've got to decide. All right, upper wick. You want an upper wick. I want an upper wick. What sort of margin is there? Not a great deal. But to me, it makes sense. So I'm going to look for a sell if it breaks below the previous candle. How far below did it close? 5 pips. Scale in. Cheeky limit order, potentially. But yeah, I don't think it's going to wait. I don't think it's going to pull back that far necessarily. So I'm looking at a sell around 23.6190. I mean, as soon as it taps into that level, that's where I've probably secured the majority of it. How did GJ close? Oh, it's popped straight up. Look at that. It's a tough one when it's like that. Not gonna lie, it's not my favorite when it leaves a long wick to the upside and you can't just pop straight up and breaks. Difficult one. So for me and GJ, probably now need to wait for 30 minutes to close, see where that closes. Maybe look for an entry based off the 30-minute closure. Don't leave without a security Conspiro. Yeah, I think that sells are pretty good to go right now. In all honesty, I think you can pretty much just enter a sell. You've got a strong catalyst on the 15. On the continuation is, I mean, it's the more probable entry because you got lower high, lower low, as far as counter probabilities. But you do have the catalyst, so at times we're getting in a little bit early. Prior to it actually breaking, usually on a limit order. Top trader gold, no, not on YouTube, man, just with the VIP members. Bullets wise, GJ, yeah, it's up straight up, didn't it? Top trader gold, yeah, should be a fair bit of volume in it right now. Shrift need a good top wick. Yeah, we've got a significant top wick now. I think it's good enough. What's the low on? All right, so we'll see. Might come back, not just yet. Oh, now I am. All right, so if the counter breaks its own high, likely just to close the whole, well, fair part of it, to be honest. If not the whole thing, I'll close probably half. As a high low, lower low, lower high to the previous, there's no need to pull back and break its own low yet again. Break its own high, sorry. Let's see. Oh, come on, come on. Is 6.5 pips. Dragging a stop. I reckon I'm just gonna go to break even. Oh. Why does that not work? Oh, come on. Fair bit of volatility about. I better move my stop loss. I can stand still, it's just stopped in its tracks. Top trade goal 2360. That'd be nice. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Alright, I'm getting to break even. There we go. Job done. There we go, guys. Well done. Nice W.
I see what you mean about gold.
The volatility, yep. It's not for the faint of heart, but you'll get used to it, brother. You'll get used to it. If you turn up on the daily, you'll start trusting it. So, and you'll love it because it's a lot quicker. It's a hell of a lot quicker than waiting, you know, for ages sometimes on especially GU.
Yeah.
Also GJ. So well done, guys. Please tell me who took it. Sharif moved to break it even, still in. Okay, nice one. Yeah, I secured their chunk at, so I secured half, but I might secure another half. Yeah, I've secured another half. So I've secured half pretty much as tapped in. It would have been around 11 pips, and I just secured another half of the remaining 50%. So I've got 25% going. And there's W. Well done, guys. Good work. Making light and easy trading of a Tuesday. That's it. Get the dubs. Get the dubs. Good to see it, guys. Happy to see it. Well done. TikTok, how we going? This is our roll. I go for 10 plus as first TP, and we are dropping like it's hot. TikTok, YouTube. Nice work, guys.
Also doesn't, well, I might be speaking too early here, but doesn't just pull back in the same way GJ does.
It can.
But it doesn't look, over the last few weeks, it doesn't look like it's kind of massively closed outside one way and then just pulled straight back into range like GJ does.
No, generally not. Even yesterday when we had that trade during the pre-MY, it obviously didn't work the first time around, but it didn't make any nasty sort of pullback, did it? And eventually it made the move. Exactly. So yeah, sure. Oof, this thing is dropping.
Have you still got a runner?
Yeah, mate, 25%. So it's 20 pips in profit just now.
Justin, can I ask you a question now if it's fine?
Yeah, of course, brother. Always
Yeah,
fine.
so you see the if you see the previous 15-minute candle, right? And if you draw a line over there, it's resistance. If you go to the left side, it touches many resistance. So what if it would bounce back up?
Just here?
No, the last previous one.
Just here?
The next one, the long one before the current one.
This candle?
Yeah, so if you see the lowest point.
Correct.
And if you keep going back, it's touching resistance from the previous weeks. Like if you keep on going back as well. So what if it would have just touched and gone back?
Over here?
Never want. Yeah.
I'm not so focused on that, to be honest, because why? Because look what we've done since that push, that wick, basically, that we left to the downside. We've created a clean move down. So that to me opens this level up to potentially trade it as long as you get the right confirmation. So I'm more concerned about the most immediate price action to the left, not that far back, because we've cut through it. We made a clean move down. So it's no longer relevant in my opinion.
All right.
Yeah, so I'm just more focused on that. So for me, it was a strong enough catalyst to look for the entry. And yeah, we take it pretty much every day of the week. Oh, good, brother. So guys, see how I said, so simple. It took the complete emotions out of trading just then. Much as in the past, I would have probably got involved and it still would have been a win, but I would have been nervous about it, would have been anxious about it, taking on impulses, broke low. That's why I created these rules, because it worked out that actually worked for me if I just stick to them. And that's what I do. So For me, it takes control, it takes full emotion, it takes control of that, it takes it all out of the system by just sticking to the simple rule. I want to see it close below, that's a strong bullish candle. That suggests to me I need to wait for now a closure below or a very strong bearish candle. If this is a weak candle, that would suggest to me impulse entries are valid. Very simple. And look at this thing drop. Isn't it a thing of beauty?
Yeah.
Absolute. I'm glad I focused on gold, not GJ.
Yeah, GJ looks terrible.
The nice one. All right. What have I missed? First of all, YouTube. Top trader, gold, sweet. Franco, W, nice one. Brad, good to see it, my friend. Well done. Shrift, secure, nice one. Dot, good work. Steve, nice one, brother. Mr. Phil, no trades to me. I am not in a rush after a nice EJ duration. Nice one, brother. I think that's the one you popped into the free Discord group, if I'm not mistaken. Spiro, W, nice one. Frank secured 66% at break even for the balance. Good work, Mr. Phil. Nice one, gold there. Appreciate it. Yesterday with GJ by secured 3 risk to reward. Dot. Great work. Wow, this thing is really melting. I've got 28 pips on the table. Oof, more than that. It's going to hit full TP. So I've actually got it down lower. I'm going to dust it up a little bit. I'm going to go for pretty much this support just here to the left. So I'm about to secure it, to be honest. Left got it too. Original stop loss break even. Nice one. Top trader gold buy almost ready. No, I don't just jump from a sell into the buy. Well done, bro. Was not sure. Gold, thanks. 700. Nice work. Work. Looks like gold wants lower. Other selling coming. Dot. Not just yet. No, it needs to pull back. It needs to pull back now for it to set up again. In my opinion, it's way too late to look for continued sells right now. What I missed on TikTok. So get to you guys now. Thanks for man, you guys rock TikTok. Just noticed how many's on stream right now. I think it's a record.
How many people have you got on there?
70, 72
Oh, you're more on there than YouTube.
at the moment. Yeah.
Nice, man.
And all I can see is your face. So
Lucky them.
that's it. Maybe they like the look of you, mate. Wait till they see me though, then we're gonna get double likes. Now jump across to YouTube if you want to see what I look like, or you can just check my profile out. You see all those uploads. You can see what I look like there.
So why do you come up on TikTok, on YouTube and not on TikTok?
Because of the streaming platform, Streamlabs. That has priority of the camera, and that's what is associated with well, connected to YouTube. So before I was using some app, but the background quality was terrible. So when I was doing the edits, it was shit. Like, I had to get rid of the app, and for whatever reason that actually allowed me to have camera on both at the same time. But look, I've got another cam and I could probably just maybe whack that on. Might do it tomorrow, I'll see. What else did I miss? TikTok. Yeah, so TP, well, pretty much at this support. So I'm not fast. I've secured the majority now anyway. Gone, hopefully 23.53. Back of these lows, look, there's a chance. Yeah, anything could happen. Would be even 23.25 would even be better after PMI. That's moving forward though, isn't it? That's not on the agenda today. That's not even tomorrow. CPI, wow, that's even bigger though. CPI is going to be huge. So forecast for that is to be less than the previous. So once again, what that suggests is maybe inflation is starting to come under control and could be a softening from the perspective of the Fed potentially, which will lead to gold strength, precious metal strength, also the majors, potentially crypto, And we will do a Bitcoin analysis shortly, guys. Andy, nice one. You got in. To my, I think, is that Chinese or I think it's Chinese. My Chinese friend, because sorry, man, I can't read. I unfortunately can't read that language, but nice one. VN Rach, did you close full? No, I've closed the majority. Not the whole position. I've got a little run to go. Took half at 23.58. Ethan, good work. Sheena, can we still sell? A little bit too late, in my opinion. Michael Borster, I got in at 23.63.24. Nice one. So you're looking really good. On 23.25. Let's go. Yep, potentially. Thanks for the follows, guys. Wow, up to 93 on TikTok. That's definitely a record. DXY is recovering, causing gold to drop. Yeah, well, obviously they do inversely correlate. Not always though. Sometimes you'll see it when they'll both move in the same direction, but it's not often. But yes, thank you for the gift. That's up. Appreciate it. Done. All good. Hello from Singapore. Hello to you from Melbourne, Australia, where it's a very wintry, cold, rainy, wet day. Jenny up 560. Nice one. Rider tour. Not, yeah, a bit late though. You should be in it. Good setup. Do I think go to 23.50? And there's a possibility. I mean, anything can happen. I wish I had a crystal ball to know, to be honest, but unfortunately I don't. But what I would say is we're at a 4-hour support, a really strong level. Look what this candle did. I know it's news, but look what it did. It tapped right into it, just broke it, tapped into another support. There's obviously a big pool of liquidity at that level, only to bounce back up. So we're tapping back into it. We're almost tapping back into it again, which therefore what we've done on every other occasion once we've pulled back to that level is create a strong move back up. So potentially that could happen again. Once again, doesn't mean I just buy it. I need to wait for some sort of confirmation to do so, and that's potentially what I could be looking forward to, maybe into NY potentially. That's tough. Sorry, man. I didn't realize. No, it's all good. You're allowed to ask. You're more than welcome to ask. Would I recommend? I recommend you need to do your homework about it. You need to. It requires enormous patience and discipline, enormous amount, which most people just don't have, because they're just greedy and they see it as like a casino. If you look at it that way, you won't be successful. Trust me. You just need to do your own due diligence and be patient with it. Learn. So by coming to these sort of streams, you'll learn a lot. You can make sure to jump across to YouTube, guys, because you'll find me there without doubt daily, Monday to Friday. Join the free Discord. If you want to know a bit more, consider joining the VIP. It's at the moment there's a well, because it's just this. I just started this month, so I've got a special offer, 30% off for the lifetime of membership. And it's right now $35 a month, so it's really cheap. It's just a little more than $1 a day. There is over 80 pre-recorded videos, educational videos on the actual Discord. Plus, we trade live for NY session most days. We have educational sessions. We did that yesterday. We have now every day there's basically a session of some sort. We did a sim session on Saturday. We also did webinar on Sunday, so we always got something going on. Don, which broker? IC markets. Monk come back about news, core CPI outweigh CPI. Look, I'd be not necessarily. I mean, month on month. Thanks for the follow. I mean, year on year is probably the major one, but the markets will likely react more to the month on month, because that's the immediate figures. But as far as what the Fed will probably look at is the year-on-year data, because that's what they want to see coming down. but I'm not really great with fundamentals, guys. It's something I need to get better at. Reason why I don't bother too much with fundamentals, because I'm a short-term trader. I'm in now the trade you saw I was in now. Well, at secured first TP anyway, after about maybe 2-3 minutes for that trade. That's up. Still sell. I'm still in a sell. Don, yeah, well said, not a casino, exactly. I think now gold go up to 2363, 2364. Yeah, again, no crystal ball, so I don't know. I still got a runner 25 pips up. Yeah. Don, I think background music suits Forex stress. Is which point should we buy? Nessie needs to wait for confirmation. So right now there's no buy for me at all. Let's see GJ, all right. If this closes below, could potentially provide a sell option, but we'll wait and see. All right, YouTube, back to you. Frank, Justin, that would have covered yesterday's loss and then some. I covered yesterday's loss pre-MY, loss at MY Open. So I got the entry that I wanted yesterday that we're looking at on stream just here. I got involved at the Open and I secured. So actually, I was watching, I was waiting. I was wanting to get in on the flip, hop back down. I got in on the flip, hop back down a little bit. I got stuck in about 5 pip drawdown. And then it eventually popped up and I secured pretty much the bag at 14 and a half. Literally just covered the loss by a little bit. I had a little profit on the table by the end of it. Still made sense. So some of the other guys took it. I know Sharif, you took it as well. I know Archard from the group also took it. So well done to you guys. And this one is, yeah, put me in some decent profits. So nice one. But it's all about focus on doing everything right and the rest will take care of itself. That's all I do day in, day out. From the very get-go. Matthias, I am waiting for head and shoulders formation gold starting at the 23.55. 23.55. What time frame are you looking at? And to be honest, man, I don't trade patterns, but I mean, I'm happy to look at it for you. I can sort of see what you mean. So 55. I mean, confirmation would be a break of the neckline, so that wouldn't happen until it actually starts to pop below support. So you've got a fair way off for that to happen. Top trade goal, guys. Listen to this, man. We can make money. Appreciate you. Thank you, my friend. Need with what? Exactly. You just need to have patience. I have economics honors, fundamental. Definitely are. And I'm not down that, and definitely are important. And it's definitely important to know what's on the agenda as well, guys. Definitely important so you don't get stuck in anything. But sometimes things break and there is absolutely zero you can do about it. Zilch. And just wait and see if Trump is re-elected. What I mean. You guys are going to be, for those of you who are quite new to trading, I love it. But the man tweets at any time, day or night, and he moves the market. Absolutely moves it, especially gold, obviously, the US dollar. Sudip, that's the Koti. I'm gonna call you Sudip. I think now gold go up. Potentially could go up. Potentially, brother, but right now I'm still in myself, so. Dr. Vince, you're in a buy, 23.55.18, okay. You've been in it for quite some time, nice one. What about GJ at the top? All right, GJ. So still pretty much the same analysis applies right now. So this candle, if this for instance closes in the next 18 minutes, a bearish candle, then what I would be doing is changing this to, first of all, to blue, to that blue. That is now 30-minute zone if that was to be the case, and that becomes the resistance. So what I would look for based on the 30-minute, but what we can see is 15, that is the actual level. But on the 30-minute, if I got a closure, I'd ignore the 15 and I'd focus on the 30. If I had a closure above and a strong closure above, you're likely not going to be answering anyway until you break above that 15-minute resistance, and that would be my confirmation. The 30-minute closure above, tap in, continuation. Through segment when Power speaks, grabs, moves. Yep. Definitely does move. A lot of volatility.
Yeah, the daily on gold, Justin.
Gold does look.
I was going to say you tend to try and hold this sell because, I mean,
yeah,
it looks like it's true.
Actually, I may do so because I've. Sorry, man. I was just going to say it was a full size trade yesterday. None of those trades were. Mondays I don't go normal size. What size? Today was normal. I've secured majority either way. So I think you're right, but a little bit concerned by this level either way.
Yeah.
But yes, based off the daily, it's tapped into. It's pulled back relatively high enough in my opinion. It's tapped into this resistance to the left to reject. Yeah, you know what? I might just move the DP down again. I think you're right. I'm just gonna let it do its thing, see if it actually continues. Mr. Phil or Gbpjpy, thank you for joining. I'm sure I'll chat to you again shortly. USA is dead with Sleepy Joe. Oh no. Honestly, don't know how that guy is. First of all, a politician to begin with, but a president.
I saw a thing the other day. Apparently, he had on his, they get given those notes to take up to the podium. Apparently, on that little piece of paper was "walks to the podium."
Oh, really?
As in,
just in case the spotlights are on, he's like, wait, where am I supposed to walk? Where am I supposed to go? Stumbles a few times, has to get help back up, brought his wheelchair out, and it's just laughable, honestly. And he won't step down. Apparently, he's not going to step down. So, yeah, not get super political here, but God help him if he's back in. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. And trust me, for traders, Trump is much better.
Yeah, agreed.
Grief, impact profit, just realized it was my dimmer. Still a nice win though, nonetheless, so good work. Theo Hills? Or Theo Hills? You're already in? Looks like you're in a button.
I've got a theory about being a successful trader. I was looking back through my FTMO trade history,
all right,
and kind of look profit shares. And I think if you're living in a sunny country, or if it's summer where you live, it's easier to trade. Because you can go, you take your trades in the morning or the afternoon, whenever it is you do them, and the rest of the day you want to spend in the sun.
Yep.
Whereas if it's grey and rainy, all you're doing is sitting in front of your laptop anyway, so you kind of think.
Yeah, exactly. And you're gonna have a look at the charts.
Yeah, exactly. Even if you just out of interest, even if you think, I won't trade, you can just think, where's gold now? And then you're so much more tempted.
The amount of times I did that during COVID, it was probably the best and the worst time for my trading career, in all honesty. Because I learned a shit ton. Absolute shit ton.
You just want it to.
Yeah. the whole time, just constantly on it because there's nothing else to do. We were locked down forever here in Melbourne, so I had nothing better to do. But at the same time, it's like, well, fuck, this looks good. Stuff it. Stuff. I know I probably shouldn't be praying this time. I know, you know, waiting for London session. I said I'll wait for London session. I'll be a good boy. Come London session, I've taken 2-3 trades sometimes already, and it was detrimental to my trading. But that was early into 2020. Quickly learned to stop that.
Top trade golf. I'm with him. I'm with him on that one. The 1 hour later London Open is so nice.
What's that?
On YouTube, Top Trader Gold, but South Africa's the best. 9 AM is London Open.
Oh, okay.
Play through.
Yeah, that would be a good time. Because then you got NY out of the way by early afternoon as well.
Yeah.
I mean, the best probably area as far as, you know, geographically to if you really wanted to trade all day is Asia. Without doubt. Because you've got, obviously you're up in time for Asian session. You're still, by the time NY, you know, the best part of the volume is out of the way, it's around 8 in the evening. So you still, you know, got time to have a feed or whatever after it. Dora, could I explain how I got my key level? So it's based more on the 4-hour M30, and I'm also starting to incorporate the M15 a little bit. So obviously this is 4-hour support. What I do is I connect it from the closest body. I mean, it could probably connect to that bearish candle, but the closest body to the low of any bullish candle at that level on the 4-hour that's the first time frame look at, and that is the gray zones. So in my opinion, price could reject at any point within this gray zone. It is a support. It's the lowest point of that support. If it was a bearish candle, I'd probably need to go down to 30 minutes to see if we actually in fact have a bullish candle low on the 30-minute time frame. To the upside, I've got this level, but I adjust it. Once I go down to the 30, just adjust it, so we can see we've got actually some pretty clean traffic once we pop above this minor resistance. So what I would normally do is adjust this as well, but you've just got support after support after support here to the downside. So I'd just rather leave that level in because I'm not going to sell it into it. Sellers had to have come well before, like one I'm already sitting in or even higher up. So I'm not focused about the minor levels within it. It's just one big level 4-hour support. Now onto the M30, the most recent swing point is here. So again, from the highest point of any bearish candle to closest open / close, which is that candle itself, the same candle. To the downside, use the 15-minute support. It's the lowest point of any bullish candle, that level there, prior to the move that's just been created. And I connect it to the closest body, which is actually that bearish candle and bullish candle beside it, obviously. That's my minor zones. The 30 and 15 my minor zones, they're more likely to break, whereas the 4-hour is more likely for price to react strongly at, so bounce off it or reject it to the downside.
GJ broke below.
Yep, bouncing back up. Let's watch GJ. We'll do Bitcoin analysis. Chat's on fire today, so X70, what levels can we buy? Well, potentially I would be starting to consider options from around that 23.57, but doesn't mean I just buy it. Need to wait for confirmations. We want support to form. Tell me, Joel, good morning to you, man. Big W's, that's it, brother, you know it.
Gold's still pushing. Well,
yep, 32.5 pips running right now. Dot adjusting the Spanish sun, nice one. Bet you're loving it. Could you explain? Yeah, I've sorry, just done that. Theodora, no problem. 46 new followers on TikTok. You guys rock. Thank you. Right, currently EJ sell, better structure. Gil and JJ. Okay, let me quickly look at it. Yeah, as long as you're in it from a higher up, because otherwise you're selling instant support in my opinion. But again, I know you trade a bit differently, so you may have your confluences. Just quickly, guys, if anyone is interested, well, first of all, make sure to watch me, subscribe to YouTube channel, TikTok. If you're interested in knowing more about the VIP or whatever, send me a DM. I'll let you know. Once again, it is more than affordable. There is heaps of value within there. Plus, you get to trade me on the regular, and you have 24/7 access basically to myself whenever I'm up. I always reply as quickly as I possibly can to any direct message.
Hey, good afternoon, good morning.
Franco, good day to you.
Hi.
How are you, bro?
Nice
There he
trade.
is.
Nice trade on gold.
Thank you. Did you take the move or?
Yeah, I did it.
Good work.
So, so yesterday, the educational session,
Yep.
what we had yesterday, it was very good session for me.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it personally.
So yeah, absolutely. So and for me, what I have learned about this session was not to overthink too much all the things.
Yep.
So and this was again something impressive from your side, that you have clear rules, clear zones, and you have if then check mark your boxes.
Yep.
Your entry. So and because I was asking a question and I realized that I was thinking too much at the end. Yeah.
Yep.
So and it's better not to overthink it. So have clear rules to stick. And
Correct.
if the price is approaching a certain zone or over, and then take the trade and
Yep.
not overthinking. Maybe it could go
Exactly.
to the other way and so on. So it was very good session yesterday.
Yeah, I appreciate it, mate. It's again, it's for me, it's one of the issues I used to have was that personally, where I just honestly would sit there and yeah, it's valid, but this might happen. And maybe I won't take it, and then it works. I'm like, shit. I just stuck to my initial plan. The rules were there, tick the box. So the rules work. They're there for a reason. Yes, potentially we could have gone in a little bit earlier, but simply, once again, it's just a matter of waiting. That's too strong of a closure for me to take the impulse. So I wait for the closure below, entry. Very simple.
Yeah,
It takes
so-
the emotion out of it all.
So yesterday, the trade that we took together, so the team. So if you go maybe up to this point
Yeah.
from yesterday,
Top
from
trader,
yesterday,
man. Welcome. Thank you for joining the membership.
So
Yeah,
and
just
I don't know. Yeah, correct. So that's a good picture right now. So and I was you said to you clearly, okay, when prices going up and breaking the resistance, you will take a buy.
Yep.
And I was thinking all the time on the left side, this big wick to the downside.
Over here.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, this one. Yeah.
Yep.
And I was thinking all the time, no, price have to go down.
Oh, it
have to
did.
go down.
Eventually, it did.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, later on. Yeah, so that's the point. But not at this time. So and there I learned a lot, really, to looking on the actual price action, to focus on what is now, and not maybe what could.
Correct. Not overthink what could happen.
Yeah.
100%, man. That's what we do. We focus on what we have directly in front of us, and we just react. So,
Yeah.
long as you
And
have,
this is again.
you
So,
know,
and this is again something like a robot, as you mentioned all the time. Yeah. So have
100%.
your clear rules and check the boxes and so on, and not overthink. And this helps a lot at the end.
massive. It's a big game changer.
Yeah.
Big game changer.
So again, was very good session yesterday, Justin.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it too. So, I mean, I improved myself as well, guys. As well, while I'm coaching, I'm adapting to things. I pick up on certain things. I implement things. So yeah, I really enjoyed it personally. It's I mean, you guys know how much I I get off on it when you guys killing it. I really enjoy it. Top trader Gold, I appreciate you, man. Welcome to the bandwagon. My email, it's down below. I will have a domain shortly with a proper business email. But I'll type into the chat nonetheless just now for you.
Justin,
Yeah,
can
mate.
you do me also a favor, maybe to go to over GU? I think you didn't.
Yeah, for sure. I'll go over GU and I'll go over Bitcoin as well, guys.
So for me, it's very difficult to trade, but
Yep.
like to know how you mark your zones and so on.
Okay, yeah, I will have a look. Just let me catch up with chat. Our
Yeah, for
MVP
sure.
is well worth the money. Value of Justin's feedback analysis is priceless. Appreciate you, my friend. Glad you're enjoying it. Shrift, yesterday's VIP session was great. Lots to take in. Appreciate you. Thank you, guys. Appreciate the kind words. Free. I'm not gonna read the name, but it's a nice name. For those of you on YouTube, I'll just call you the free effing dudes. Do you trade price action? Yes, at certain levels. Could be at support resistance, could be breaking out of support resistance. All right, so let's do analysis on GU and then we'll do Bitcoin. All right, so GU, once again, based off of previous weekly, that is a very strong bullish candle. Current candle opens with a big gap to the downside. Look at that rejecting these wicks to the left-hand side. So similar catalyst though to gold, what we had is a really strong closure above the bodies that counts to the left. So once again, likely there's a good, in my opinion, it's a high probability that if we were to break the high of the previous, which we've done, that we would continue to see upside. But let's just mark in a 50% and see what we've got at that level. Do we have any previous level of support resistance that price could potentially bounce off? We want to see the bias step back into that point, otherwise the weekly could end up closing back a pretty strong bearish candle. So let's have a look at it on a different broker. Actually, let's focus on this one. So I'm just going to remove these drawings. What we can see is that previous daily actually goes back bearish. So this could be our first catalyst to suggest that maybe we're going to pull back. If we begin to break below that previous daily, we're also popping below this resistance here to the left hand side. The long wick to the upside in that previous daily suggests we've grabbed liquidity from this zone only to reject, and if we break the low, high probability we will continue to the downside based off the higher time frame. On to the 4 hour. Structure wise, it does remain bullish and it's not going to flip bearish anytime soon. There's no 2 more consecutive candle pullback in this whole impulse to the upside until these very lows at 126, 150 roughly. Doesn't mean that I can only buy it. I got to look to the other time frames for further confidences to maybe look for the option to sell it. What we can see is though, once again, rejecting resistance, starting to pop below another resistance here to the left potentially. Be marking in that level. It's not a bullish candle low, but we'll see if it lines up with one on the M30 as far as resistance. But that is the most recent. We're going to have obviously levels on the M30 in between. To the downside, this is, yeah, it's a bit of a mess. Tricky one on GU. I'd be marking that is the most recent resistance formed on the move to the downside to this support. Nope. Obviously, it's a lot cleaner once we pop above that level just there, 128, 170. They move up, they move down. Likely if we start to pop above that level, bouncing off the 4 hour support, likely to make a nice clean move back up. So straight off the bat, that is by far the cleanest area. Look for an option at this point to the upside. Now, having said that, got to get to that level first. So could we possibly look for options from the current level? Well, structure has just flipped bearish technically, but I would say so long as we respect this level and just drag this up now as the lowest point of any bullish candle at that support, as long as we respect 127,960, we start to consolidate a little bit just now. and we actually close above, pop above, and you correlate with a 30-minute candle, so it could be on a 15. Let's go down to the 15-minute time frame for a second. As long as the 30-minute candle closes above this consolidation, like so, I have a little bit of consolidation in the M15 at this point. That could be a catalyst to look for a buy on continuation. This next candle creates low wick, begins to break the high previous. That's your potential entry. As far as the sells, similar to what I mentioned on DJ before, not the cleans to the downside. So usually in this scenario, I prefer to let it create a clean move, cut through that mess. Oh, actually, let me look at it again. Let me look at it at 30. It's actually not bad. I would say on GU, if you have a candle closure below 127.950, you're below that 128 psychological round number. You do have pretty clean traffic to 127.870. So if you've got the margin, I would say sells below 127.956 would be your first potential sell option from below low. Good thing is right now it's bouncing off, so if it does form a minor support like so, then if we were to continue bullish, there's no need to break this support. If we do pop back down, close below it, we're likely heading back down to the next level. As soon as we break through one floor, we're falling down to the next floor. That's how I see it, but wait for the confirmation, wait for the closure blow, tap in, continuation. If it creates a ceiling, a resistance at the current level, we break through that resistance, that ceiling, likely hang up to the next ceiling, which is around at 128.10 roughly. We got a level just below it. So that's what I'd be looking for on GU. Hopefully it makes sense. Conspiro got struggling in 15 minutes man zone. Yeah, it's all good. Still looking pretty good.
So absolutely makes sense. So also the points to buy.
Yep.
And for me, the area to sell is a little bit looks different on to under.
Oh, okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah. It's because I think of the weekly open, there was a big gap, and I think here it's not there, this gap. So therefore it's a little bit different.
Yep.
But nevertheless, so yeah, more or less what I have also thought about the market structure on GU. Thank you very much, Justin.
My pleasure as always. My pleasure as always. Yeah, that's my opinion of it. So let's take a look at the beast that is Bitcoin. The one and only BTC. All right, so starting at weekly time frame, and once again, we got a strong catalyst on the previous weekly candle. Nice strong closure below the most recent support to the left of the last week's candle, weekly candle close. In my opinion, if we break below the previous candle, good chance of coming back down to 51.70, like I mentioned yesterday. So strong bearish in a weekly, pull back to retest this support. Let's see on the daily what it looks like. All right, so interesting, because now what we can see is the daily has formed a resistance just below a previous support here to the left hand side. So I'd probably now mark it up on the daily. We've formed support below it. I'll mark up the support in the 4 hour, but what I'm getting at is if we start to close above on the daily, this resistance, we're back above this support here to the left. So if we start to close back above 58.445, I feel there's a high probability price will come back up towards 63k on Bitcoin. So structure wise, it is technically still bullish though. It is in a downtrend. Don't get me wrong. I can see what it's creating low highs, low lows, but the structure itself won't technically flip. It all closes below this swing point here. Reason being is the one impulse to the upside. There is no two more consecutive candle pullback in all this. There's the highest point, there's the lowest point. Anything between is technically bullish in structure, but we do have price trending to the downside. So even though structure is technically bullish at the moment on the daily, doesn't mean I can't sell it. I've got other confluences such as the micro trend to the downside, such as the previous weekly candle closing a very strong bearish candle. So there's going to be plenty of reasons to look for sell options as well. So the 4 hours, we can see probably just adjust this up now. Above that 50, pretty much above 59k. There's going to be options to buy, in my opinion. I'm marking support at these lows. The support in between, we'll mark those in on the M30 time frame. That is the 4 hour range. Below it, clean trap to the left, so there's going to be options to sell below it. Then you're likely going to be looking for options in between it, as far as buys from support, sells from resistance. Onto the 30-minute time frame. A little bit of a tricky one now. Back to the 4 hour. So it's a 4 hour resistance within the 4 hour range. So, but it's just range bound. So I'd mark that in gray. I'd mark that whole level in. What I would be saying is gold, not gold, sorry, Bitcoin. For scalps, we're approaching a minor support, so I'd mark this in now blue. If price was to respect 56.90, I'm talking about really short-term scalps, form a support above it, look for your counter price action based off the 30-minute time frame. That's what I do on a currency pair or gold. And I would look for the potential buy back up towards 57.60, which with leverage is more than enough to get some decent return. So buys above it. So I'd wait for closures though, guys. Definitely wait for closures. Now, if price does pop back down, retest it, form a support that level, only to start closing below it. And I see there's a good chance that price will come back down to 56.40. So sells below that level could be also valid. Now, in my opinion, the cleaner sells become an option below 56.15 roughly. Got some clean traffic to the left. Not only that, you'll have the daily breaking its own low. So the daily has it's created an upper wick. It's created a lower wick. It's formed support at that lower wick. Formed resistance at the upper wick. So if it was to respect support and continue to the upside, has no need to pop back down, break its own low. If it does so, I'm going to start popping below that support as well. Closes below it. That's where I would start to look for the sell options. So sells below 56.144. And once again, trade the range. We are range bound. If it pops down to 56.30 even, or 20, and even begins to pop back above, forms a little bit of structure in price action. Like I mentioned before, bit of consolidation, correlate with a nice strong 30-minute closure above the consolidation. That could be your catalyst to potentially buy from this support. So I've just determined the levels I'd like to get involved in trades on Bitcoin. And now it'll be just a matter of waiting for price to approach those levels and give me the right confirmation within price action to execute a trade. Top traded gold, brother. 52, sorry, internet. Bitcoin bounce, that's my take, 52k. Yeah, there's potential for it. This consolidation, that is definitely going to be a target if it breaks the previous weekly hours low. 100%. Gold looking good. Yeah, I'd still want it to pop back down to this 4 hour support though, where he buys. And you can argue it's tapped into it because that is the support also. So you could argue it's tapped into it. The issue also for me is the 4 hour. You've got now about 50 minutes, just over 50 minutes. It's under 50 minutes until the 4 hour closes. At the moment, you're engulfing that previous candle. I kind of feel it could be best to wait to see how this candle closes right now before anticipating buys, and it may close, for instance, engulfing like so. Then what the new candle might do is tap back into this support, even if it breaks the low, but then when it starts to give us our signals in price action from this support, potentially buy it back up. That's what I'd be considering. So for the time being, I mean, your catalyst could be bullish engulfing. That is definitely a tick. 100% it's a tick to look for buys. but likely I will, for the time being, just not bother too much with it. Gotta get the stream record up there at some point. Top trade got you're in buys already. All right, FOMC. FOMC. That was last week, wasn't it? CPIs this week. Yeah, it's obviously Mr. Jerome Powell is speaking today and tomorrow. So yeah, it's going to have a massive impact. Look at last month. Oh man, going back through it. I trust your word. Oops. Is this 1 sec chart? Steve, oh no, it's definitely not the 1 second chart, my friend. Dora, do I trade live on TikTok every day? Most of the time. Sometimes I don't bother switching TikTok on. But I'm definitely on YouTube every day, so make sure to follow me on YouTube. Come across to, I'll type it in. Can't send links into TikTok chat. I have no idea why. Just look that up. You'll see a guy with no hair and a beard. Bloody handsome dude. Big shoulders, massive shoulders. Look out for him. Much more handsome than the guy you see on the screen right now.
No contest, man. No contest.
Just kidding guys. I'm not that bad. Saxy, you're off to gym. Nice one. W Street, yeah, as always. Appreciate you for joining. TP for these buys. For me, I'm not in a buy. Disclosure. What I'd be targeting, first of all, my confirmation would be a closure above, and then I just target that previous support we've broken. We've not yet retested it. There's a high probability at some point price is going to pull back to retest. Once price breaks a zone into a new range, at some point or another, it's likely going to pull back to retest that area yet again. Sometimes it doesn't happen that same day. Sometimes it'll happen a day later or even a few weeks later. But there's a high probability it will eventually retest that zone. Yeah, so just quickly guys, also for those of you who are a little bit strapped for cash and not so keen on the educational side of things, if you want to join, as Top Trader has done, join the YouTube membership as a tier 2 member. That also gives you access to MY calls and some educational content, not a great deal, nowhere near as much as VIP, but it gets you access to MY calls. So think about that. That's $10 US a month. Jamal, what level is zone marked out? I can't see. 23.58.90 is the 4-hour support. And I've got a 15 minute. This is actually a 30 minute now. It's 30/15 minute support at 23.63 as what could be a potential target if you are looking for that buy option. See, for me right now, this cannot close weak bearish, very weak bearish. It's still going to close the 30-minute candle bullish engulfing. And if price broke the resistance that off that 15-minute candle, breaks the high of the M30, that is your catalyst. That it confirms the bullish confirmation, the support, and that could be a potential entry. Top trade goal should stream live. Yeah, there's just too much competition, to be honest, man. and seeing the time here. I don't want to be on too late. So. But I think that's about a wrap, guys. I think I'm gonna go head off, make some dinner. Gotta send in some analysis and do a chart markup. I send in each trade I take, send a chart markup into the group. So each trade on stream or during any of the calls that we do as a group. So just so those guys get to picture what goes through my mindset, why I took the entry, what my confirmations, and how I managed to trade. So I'll be doing that, and then I'll be jumping on a MI call at about what time is that UK? So it's an hour before MI, usually around that midday, I think it is in UK. So
US Open is 1 o'clock.
Yep.
New York Open.
So I start around midday. So Top Trader Goldman, if you have not already done so, send me a email and I will send you likely a link into there, or actually I'll probably send it into the YouTube, but you'll only have access because you're one of only 2 members and the other member is a VIP member as well. So he'll get access through the VIP. So either or, I will send, just keep an eye out for it. I'll send it to an email as well. So there you go, I'll send it both. Well done today, guys. Good work. Yep.
Just maybe one remark to the NY session. Maybe it makes sense to start 5 to 10 minutes earlier. Maybe if there is a
that candle, that could be an option. Yeah.
Possibility to take a trade in the opening, maybe it makes sense. Or
yep. You mean the hour prior to MI?
Correct. So mean 5 to 10 minutes before.
Yep. All right.
The open. Yeah.
No worries. Yep, that's something I can definitely think about for sure.
Yeah.
I'll keep you guys posted.
Okay.
All right. Well done today, guys. Appreciate your work. Appreciate your support. I mean, yeah. Well done. Take care. I'll catch you tomorrow from 6:30 a.m. UK time TikTok. Make sure to watch me tomorrow 6:30 a.m. UK time, 6:40 a.m. probably around that time. I'll catch you then. To your members, I'll see you shortly.
Cheers, bro. See you later,
guys. See you.
Cheers,
bye
guys.
bye.
Have a good one, guys. Catch you tomorrow. No worries, Top Trader Gold. Cheers. All right, bye. Bye, guys.